And now, it's time for the MD and Chef Team Show.
Let's go!
The content in this show is for informational purposes only. It is not intended for medical advice. It does not take the place of medical advice or treatment from a physician or health professional. Listeners and viewers should consult their own doctor or a qualified healthcare professional for specific health and wellness concerns and questions. And now, let's start the MD and Chef Team Show.
Hello, everyone. I'm brain health expert, nutritional chef Michael here at Doctoronamission, and joined, as always, by my beautiful wife, my hottie bride, 45 years, your Dr. Isabel, functional medicine doctor at Doctoronamission. Hello, my dear.
Hello. I'm so glad to be here with both of you, all three of you, and everybody.
Welcome to the MD and Chef Team Show. And of course, we are live. So if you've got questions, we'll do our best to get back with you. If you got comments, whatever it may be. And if you happen to catch us on replay, please add hashtag replay so we know you came on the replay, and we'll get back with you then. Yes, we're live. So please, we'd love for you to interact with us during the show as we go through a lot of fun segments and some great insights and inspiration today, as always.
Yes.
So I bet there might be some new people out there who've never seen or know about the MD and Chef Team Show.
Yeah, we've got a lot of new subscribers.
Yeah,
We're so excited.
We are.
Yes.
So, well, you want to let them know what to expect a little bit here on the MD and Chef Team Show, my
Gladly. Encantada.
dear. Encantada.
That means
yes.
for sure. Happy to do so in Spanish. Michael is learning how to do fluent conversational Spanish. So we're learning to hablar el español en la casa.
In la casa, yeah.
What did I just say?
We're learning to speak Spanish in the house.
Very good, babe.
Yes.
Yeah. He's doing great. He gets A+ with me. It's so funny because there's this YouTube teacher that's teaching him, and she's so adorable. And I mean, of course she's AI, but yesterday he was learning how to say brother in Spanish. And in Spanish, you don't say the H. It's silent. And so he goes, hermano.
Oh, I know.
And she was like, oh, let's try that again.
Try it again. Hermano.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you. After about
Hermano.
20 tries. Hermano.
Hermano, muy bien.
Yeah, it starts with an H. You don't say the H. It's not hermano.
That's right. There's no ha. It's very. So he's learning very well. Okay, so besides
is that
Michael,
what the show's about?
No. So besides Michael learning conversational Spanish, because have we told them what we're doing? No. Okay. We'll stay tuned for next year.
Coming up.
So for those of you who are new to us, we're about three things, and number one is, we want to help you prevent and reverse disease, because you know what? You can. And it is wild for us to think that healthcare starts in a doctor's office. Let me tell you, after seeing over 500,000 patients face to face, healthcare does not begin in the doctor's office. It begins in the home. And that's why we're coming to you wherever you are to help you prevent and reverse disease. And number two, oh yes, turn off your phone.
Turn off my phone.
Turn off your phone, please.
Yes.
Number two is Michael and I have been together for 45 years. And it's been ugly, messy, painful, beautiful, fun, loving, and we've learned a few things. And we'd love to save you a lot of pain and time.
Some bumps and bruises along the way.
Yeah. So as our daughters say, we're sharing more life lessons. Well, heck, I wish somebody would have shared life lessons with us.
And it's not all butterflies and rainbows.
No, it is not all butterflies and rainbows, but that's okay. You get to do it hand in hand.
But there is a lot of butterflies and rainbows along the way.
Yeah.
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 And here we are, still going.
Yeah, and we'll be talking about one of the butterflies and rainbows life lesson today in my section on relationships. And then the third part of what we do here is giving you hope. And we follow the teaching and the love and the peace of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. So those are the three things. Help you prevent disease and reverse disease, help you have a wonderful marriage or relationship, and have hope, because hope for me is the best medicine anybody can have. Nice. Okay, so that's what we're all about.
Yes.
What are we going to start off with?
Well, we're going to start off with the coaching of our show, the coaching part.
The first part.
Yeah, the health coaching part of our show. And today we're bringing you, this is your Brain on Food, the depression edition, or the depression episode, as we may say.
And I do want to interject before we begin about depression and anxiety. And I have come to the understanding personally and with my patients from personal experience that we don't have a mental illness issue. We've got a brain health issue in this world. And when we learn how to take good care of our brain health, then the mental illness will subside. It will calm down because you'll know how to take good care of your brain, because your brain mandates everything. It controls everything. So I love that Brain on Food, the depression, because that's really helped. You've helped me so much.
Thank you.
With that.
And it's helped myself too.
And you
and many
others.
others.
And many others.
So brain and food. I just want to put this out there to understand that the food on our plate is just as powerful as far as medicine goes as the pills in our cabinet for treating depression. Yes, there are times when we need the medications and they're important. We need therapy. It's important. But the food in our plate is also very, very important in how our mood, how our brain health, our mental health is going, especially with all areas and especially with anxiety, overwhelm, and depression. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, in this section, we're going to cover a few different things. We're going to cover about how food affects mood and brain chemistry, which foods may worsen or improve depression, very important to know. And then we'll finish off with some simple acts to get you started as far as improving your brain chemistry and improving the mood of your brain. I don't know about you, but I think it's very, very important for all of us with our moods and our emotions to have a well-functioning brain so that is under control. I don't know if you know anybody out there, maybe it's you, maybe it's somebody else, that their moods and emotions are just out of control a lot of times. I mean, how many times have you heard somebody say, oh, when I'm around there, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells and that. Well, I mean, that's somebody whose mood and emotions is just not under control, and food is one of the real powerful contributors of that.
Or that they're pinging all over the place. They can't settle down.
Right. Or
they have to be busy doing something all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Or they're up and down, you never quite know what's going on. One day, 1 hour, one moment, one day, the mood is way up here and then it's way down here, and that's really hard for anyone. And if that's you, it's just hard on your systems. It's hard to feel like that. And of course, you may not want to feel like that, and you could wonder what's going on. So we want to talk about food being that very, very powerful. Now, please understand, when I say food, I also mean drink, meaning that the things we drink too, because as we talk about drink, we'll be talking about some things like alcohol, caffeine, sugar, and the energy drinks, or the sugary waters and all those types of things, because the drinks contribute to that too, not just the food. So food is kind of a generic encompassing of everything that's being ingested, shall I say, whether it's food or drink. So first, let's just talk a little bit from a science point of view so we understand how this all works. Because a lot of times we just think that there's a division. When we're talking about food and mood, it's like, okay, well, food is happening down here. It's my digestive process. Mm-hmm. It's what's going on in my gut, my stomach, and from the neck down. And then mood, emotions, depression, anxiety, mental health, brain health, that's all up here. So what? How can there be kind of a correlation between the two? Doesn't it? This is this way and this is that. I mean, but guess what?
What?
We are all one connected ecosystem.
Because there's a neck that connects your head to your body.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Who knew?
Oh, well, we know.
Yeah, now we know.
Well, yeah, we should know. I mean, that's, if you look, it's all one ecosystem. It's not a separated thing.
I tried to encourage psychiatrists to understand that.
Yes.
There's a neck, and it connects the top and the bottom.
And the medical profession.
Yeah, well, their work, there's a lot of work to be done.
So we've got what's called the gut-brain connection. Now, we're not diving deep into just that specifically today, but understanding that the digestive system, the gut, your microbiome of your gut is speaking to your brain constantly through your nervous system. And it's a 24/7 highway where things are happening all day long. It's not like one moment it is and then one moment it isn't. What's going on in your digestive system, your gut microbiome, your gut health is affecting what's going on in your brain, and how you're thinking in your brain is affecting what's going on in your gut microbiome as far as keeping everything in balance. So we understand that. I want to talk about a couple areas of the brain. And I'm really keeping this as simple as possible, not getting into too many details of medical terms and that, because then we can kind of get confused and not really follow along. So just to keep it simple, I'm just going to talk about a couple main areas of the brain, and one's called the amygdala. And the amygdala part of the brain is really our flight and fright center. And that center is very powerful. It's much needed. But it's when, sometimes maybe that old saying, oh, the hairs were standing up on the back of my neck, like something was going on. You realize, oh my gosh, I gotta get out of here. Or maybe I needed to step forward on something. But that amygdala is your flight and fright center. It's just heightened awareness. And when stress comes or things happening or action needs to be taken, this area is heightened and we need it. It's really powerful. And then there's an area called the frontal lobes. And the frontal lobes is the area which is
right here.
In the front.
It's the front. Right.
And the frontal lobes, their main purpose is they're our emotional stability. They're our area that helps us with decision makings and staying emotionally stable. And in a way, when things need to be said, thought about, decisions made, it allows us to kind of step back for a moment, think through a process, and make a intelligent and wise decision. They're really the adult in the room. They handle things very well. And the frontal lobe has been set up by our Creator, Father God, that runs the show in our brain. Normally, it's what is in control of the brain.
It's the responder, not the reactor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good way of putting it.
Whereas the amygdala is the reactor.
Yeah. Yes. Which we need both.
Yeah.
We can't just, if something's happening, we can't be like, oh, well, yeah, okay, let me just think through this. And then boom, it's happened. It's oh, why didn't I react? Well, the amygdala actually kicks in when it needs to. But the frontal lobe is normally in control, and this is the area that allows us to have stability, emotional stability. It allows us to make smart decisions. It allows us to have a nice equilibrium in life. And so both are important. But here's something we all need to understand is that as I get into talking about foods and drinks, is when our nutritional plan is when we are in what we're ingesting is, as I talk about the things that aren't good for it, if our nutritional plan is not good, we can have a heightened amygdala because there's certain foods, certain drinks, we'll talk about those in a moment, that heightens the amygdala and keeps it firing constantly, where it's now running the show and the frontal lobe's like, hey, wait, I need to make decisions, but the amygdala is going, no, I got it. And you're constantly like, stressed and on edge. And, if you've ever been around somebody that's just on edge all the time, and that there's a heightened amygdala going on that keeps them up here. And then what can happen is then when that drops off, it's a big crash and then comes back up again. And as you can imagine, it's bad for all systems of our body ecosystem, but very bad for our mental health because we're just we're off. And we want to talk about how food then and drink can really affect that so we can have a much better equilibrium to stay stable and emotionally stable and throughout the processes of thinking and living in everyday life.
Yep.
So I just want to talk about blood sugar and moods. So some of these things as we talk about with the different foods and drinks, when we have high blood sugar, when we have high glucose levels running through our body because of the foods and drinks we're having, that's one of the areas that will heighten our amygdala and have the amygdala just boom up here where we're just on edge. And I don't know if you've noticed out there in the world anymore, but we seem to have a world that's on edge. And
very aggro.
And aggravated and just, you make a little bit of a mistake in traffic. Next thing you know, there's a lot of nice things that tend to happen. And
not nice.
Yeah. Not nice things that happen. People giving you what's called the middle finger and hollering out the window, blowing horns, and sometimes even road rage where fights happen and all this kind of stuff. And 25 to 50 years ago, you just didn't see that much. I mean, if somebody made a mistake, it'd just be, oh, okay, yep, maybe a toot in the horn or something. But a lot of other stuff, conversations and a lot of things going on in life, the world has gotten more aggressive. Now, there's many factors you could say take part in that. But in my opinion, educated opinion, is our nutrition is one of those areas.
Absolutely.
Because of what we're talking about, that people are in this heightened way of their amygdala is just firing all the time. And they're feeling, and then something happens and it's like, Instead of,
you do that well.
Instead of just sitting back and responding to a situation and going, okay, wait, how should I handle this? Which is what the frontal lobe does when it shouldn't be running the show. All right, so let's talk about...
Which is when the amygdala is running the show and it shouldn't be running the show.
Yes.
Okay, I think you just said when the frontal lobe is running the show it shouldn't be running the show.
Oh, the frontal lobe should be running the show.
The frontal lobe should always be running the show. Right?
But when people are...
And being stimulated a little bit by the amygdala, like, hey, I think we got to...
When it needs to.
Yeah, we got to address this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of like your amygdala sometimes, and the family, like, hey, we need to talk about this. There's an elephant in the room, and you're like, okay, we'll talk. Michael's very good frontal lobe. I'm very good amygdala. But I've learned to be both.
And I've learned to be both, and it is. I mean, both have a purpose.
Yes.
The problem is, as we've been naturally set up for the frontal lobe to be running the show, and the amygdala to kind of be the partner in that and be ready to kick in when it needs to. The problem is through our food and drink, the amygdala is out front running the show, and the frontal lobe's back here saying, wait, I want to make a smart decision here. I want to, let's do this right. And the amygdala's like, I don't care, I'm just bad. And then boom, stuff happens.
And we're talking adults.
Yes.
We're talking adults that are allowing the amygdala to run the show.
Yes. So let's talk about foods that can worsen depression. something that's very interesting. Have you ever just been feeling like, have you ever been feeling down? And then, what do we go for? What do we reach for? I'm thinking, I'm just having that kind of a day. I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling down. Maybe I'll just reach for a salad and some carrot sticks and some celery sticks. Or do we say like, I'm just going to have a burger and fries today and a beer. I'm feeling down.
And a big container of ice cream.
and all kinds of stuff.
With chocolate.
Because that's, but,
Because it's comfort food.
yeah, but then how do we feel after that?
Terrible.
You might, maybe for 5 minutes it's like, oh, that was so good. And then a half hour later, like, oh my gosh, do I feel horrible? So let's talk about foods that can worsen depression. Of course, topping of the list is processed foods and what's called refined carbs and things loaded with sugar. So processed foods, I call them frankenfoods, stuff that's made in a laboratory and it's not grown in the ground. This stuff is made in the lab, it's processed. This is not good for us. Also, it's called refined carbs, meaning there's carbohydrates, which are good, like carrots, broccoli, cauliflower, celery. Those are great carbohydrates, natural ones, but refines are like the processed carbs. Or there's cookies and biscuits and all the different breads and pastas and candies and all that kind of stuff. And almost all of them are very, very high in sugar content. The problem with that is that sends excess glucose into our system, which is excess sugar. Keep it simple. That's running through our nervous system or all the systems of the body. And it heightens, boom, it heightens that amygdala and starts kicking that into gear. Because, why do people say all the time, okay, it's time for a break. And what do they have at the break? They have like a coffee or a Coke or an energy drink and a biscuit or a brownie or something like that that has a lot of sugar in it. And now it's like, boom, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go again. And then a couple hours later, bam, back down again. And that sugar up and down is so bad for our body system, all of our systems, and especially our mental health. Because our brain is starting to kind of go, am I on, am I off? Am I on, am I off? Which way am I going? How's my mood? How am I feeling? Oh my gosh, I feel great. No, I'm depressed. Oh, I feel great. Now I'm down. And it's just this cycle of ups and downs.
And then they go to the doctor going, I don't feel right. I'm like, oh, okay, let's talk about your food.
Yes.
Oh, wait, we don't have 2 hours.
So these are foods that can worsen depression. So if you're somebody that if you are, obviously, if you want to prevent, but if you are feeling anxiety, overwhelmed, depression, we want to talk about these today to help you to stay, understand these you need to stay away from. And we all should anyway. Artificial sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners have been linked to anxiety and depression. We think there's something great, I'm going to have a Diet Coke or a Diet this or whatever it may be, or artificial sweeteners and different things. They have a direct link through research of anxiety and depression, and so we want to stay away from those. Trans fats and ultra-processed oils are very inflammatory to our body systems, and remember, these are all things.
Do you have examples of those?
Yeah, I do have
okay, good.
examples.
And you're talking seed oils, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And when trans fats, meaning stuff that's deep fried.
Like margarines and stuff. Things that can last a long time on the shelf.
Shelf life. Long shelf life. And there's a reason why it's got a long shelf life. So these types of items, these types of oils, as I run through them, just understand, okay, yeah, I hear you're telling me to stay away from them, but why? The reason being because they're industrial processed. This goes back again to frankenfoods. They go through processes of bleaching, refining, heating, all these different processes of bringing them to a stable point that can stay on the shelf for a long time and have a high burning point and all this. So these are oils and products that have just been chemicalized. That's the best way I can put it. And so they're very bad for our body systems, but also, again, these are the types of foods that can heighten the amygdala. And so this is the thing we want to just keep thinking about. Why are we talking about this? Because they are going to have us with an unstable, foggy, irritable, fatigued type of mood, which can really send us into anxiety and depression long term, and we need to stay away from them. So
and suicidal.
And suicidal. So,
because they've done studies even in jails where they've removed the processed food, given the inmates clean food, and the suicide rates decrease. The anxiety and the depression decreases. So this is research. This is the latest, and that's why we're bringing it
important to know.
This is important to know if you don't want to have anxiety and depression. And personally, I'm so happy I've learned this. And I constantly tell you, I am so glad we have learned this so that I stay away from the buffet of anxiety and depression. And it's hard to do at first because we're not trained to eat like this. Our brains have been hijacked. I know you're going to talk about that, but it's hard to do this. It's hard to go out into the world and socialize and have a meal with other people without them saying, why aren't you eating this? And why aren't you ordering that? Well, because I'm taking care of this.
It's
but
not
you
good
can't,
for me.
You can't always say I'm taking care of this because then they're just like, oh, you're so weird. But you know what you're doing this for. You're doing it for yourself. And just so you know, the reason Michael and I are doing what we're doing is because we know that you are the leader of your family. And what you are doing, you are also going to be implementing throughout your family, and the kids are going to learn this. So our whole deal here at Doctor on a Mission is to teach you how to be the leader of your family, because then you're going to start teaching and growing leaders in your family. That's what we've done. And our girls are amazing at the recipes that they send us that are really clean and very healthy.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
And it all started with you, buddy, Chef Michael, who
Thank you.
I'll never forget. One day I came home. Let me digress for 1 second.
I know you was.
One day I came home and I saw him in the kitchen, and Michael was like throwing out all these plastic containers, and he had gone and gotten all glass containers. I was like, what are you doing? He goes, this stuff is poisonous. I was like, praise the Lord. The chef is in the house. The nutritional chef has been born. So that's why I'm so happy we're together doing this together, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Gracias, mi amor.
De nada. Encantada.
I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Okay, so the oils I've been talking about with the ultra-processed oils that are industrialized processed, canola oil, corn oil, cottonseed oil, grapeseed oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil, and safflower oil.
And soybean?
Yep,
Okay.
did say that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, of course, margarine, which is not butter.
Did you say sunflower?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. And margarine, which, of course, is not butter.
Did you say corn?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just going to kind of go through it one more time because these are important.
Okay.
Okay? So go for it.
Canola, corn, cottonseed, grapeseed, soybean, sunflower, and safflower. There you go. And margarine, of course, which is not real. It's a frankenfood out of the laboratory.
I knew these, but I say them so that you can repeat. Repetition is how we learn over and over and over again.
And, of course, I knew that you were doing.
Okay. I was doing it for the family.
Okay, so let's talk about some things we drink we have to be careful of. Waters that are blue and red and green and all this type of stuff, it's not actually water. It's some water with chemicalized color dyes and sugar. Okay, again, we're talking about heightening the amygdala and throwing off our brains. Yes, you see professional athletes that are, going wild and doing a lot of stuff. having them and promoting them, but
they're getting paid to
90,
do this.
yeah, for 95% of us, we are not out there, burning it off in a sport like these people are. Okay, and then you find out afterwards when they're done playing sport, if they continue to drink like that, you've seen so many of them, they just balloon out and, get out of shape very quickly because, they can't continue to do the same things they were when they were playing professional sports. So it's just not good. Stay away from those. Energy drinks, the amount of sugar in those things. Again, this is about what that's going to do. It's going to give you a lot of glucose, a lot of sugar running through your systems. Again, that's going to highlight the amygdala in your brain. Sure, it'll give you a spike like, hey, let's go. I'm ready. But you're also going to get a crash. And, you'll notice a lot of people that have those, they have to keep up there. Same thing with caffeine. Caffeine's okay for a cup or two a day, but once we go beyond that, now it starts to really kind of, we got to keep going. And again, that's definitely not good for the brain. Another one here, please don't shoot the messenger, alcohol. Alcohol disrupts the neurotransmitters in our brain and our sleep. So if you want your sleep disrupted, if you want your brain neurotransmitters, if you want the wiring of your brain to be disrupted, excess alcohol does that. We now, the research is out there all about that. What we recommend, I've seen others, but for us, we'll recommend a maximum of 4 drinks a week. I've seen others recommend only 2 drinks a week as a maximum. When I say a drink, that means like 1 glass, that's a glass of wine, and not a bottle, but a glass, and there's 7 glasses in a bottle of wine. Yes.
Say it isn't so.
7 in a bottle, not 3.
I thought it was 2.
Oh, 2. So when I say a drink, that's like a shot of alcohol, a beer, or a glass of wine, and a maximum 4 a week if you don't want to be disrupting your neurotransmitters in your brain. And that doesn't mean having all 4 at one time. Okay, 6 days a week I don't have any, and then I have 4 in one shot. That doesn't work really well either, because that's excessive. That's too much. So we want to be careful on alcohol intake if we're looking to have a stable mood, brain, not clarity, good functions, good memory.
Stable,
yes. If that's what we want to have.
I like being like this now.
Yeah.
Instead of...
And it's not, when you're doing that, it's not that you're flat.
No, I'm not
It just
flat.
means stable.
But I'm not...
Yeah, it's never just straight. It's kind of, you just straighten it out. We all get a little bumps from the food we have. We get some kind of a bump from food and drink and that, but it's not this, which is not good.
Yeah, it's not ventricular tachycardia.
Yeah.
On the ECG words.
Yes.
It's more, like that.
All right, so foods, if we want to, you're making me seasick. So foods to improve our thought processes, foods to improve depression. Omega-3 rich foods, so think of smash foods: salmon, mackerel, anchovy, sardines, herring. Smash fish: salmon, mackerel, anchovy, sardines, and herring. I know you might say, oh, I don't like any. Well, those are actually the best.
Because the reason Chef Michael is saying that, we now know that any foods outside of that, these are the smallmouth fish. And we know that the bigger fish, the bigger mouth fish, will eat more mercury, and it accumulates mercury. And when we eat the fish that have eaten the mercury, we're eating the mercury, and it lodges in our brain, and it can affect our brain health.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
I know you know that.
Walnuts are fantastic. Have you ever looked at a walnut? They look like mini brains.
They do.
Walnuts are great for omega-3 rich foods. Flax seeds, those types of foods. So you want to look for foods that are I'm sure you can find a very extensive list. I'm just giving you a couple of them, but omega-3 rich foods are great. The omega-3 is a great way of fueling the brain with good fats, which is what we want to be doing. Leafy greens, all the salad greens, all the leafy greens are excellent. They're full of what's called phytonutrients. Those nutrients fuel our system. And that's so important because it allows our blood sugar levels, our glucose levels to stay stable. And again, what's going on down here in the digestive system is affecting what's happening up here. Mm-hmm. So when we keep those blood sugar levels stable, that amygdala is not being heightened. So these are ways when I talk about, how it improves depression or how it can improve our moods, or maybe if we're just feeling anxious and overwhelmed in a season, what we drink and how we eat. I mean, maybe right now you're under a lot of pressure from something, maybe there's a goal or a project, and you might be a student or somebody who's working toward a project that I've got to get this finished at a certain time, maybe even in business, where when you're under the pump like that, these are things you want to pay attention to, because those other foods, they're going to throw you off. They're going to throw your brain off as far. You want that frontal lobe thinking smart and wise and good decisions and staying stable and not being pinging all over the show, because you're not going to be able to stay focused and have clarity on what you're trying to achieve. So this is very important. Even if maybe you're not depressed, but you might have a little bit of overwhelm or maybe feeling a little bit anxious about something. This is very, very important for all of us to understand. Another great one is fermented foods. These are things like kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, yogurt, good like a coconut yogurt. Ones that are Greek yogurt, ones that don't have sugar added to it, not like
and that aren't pasteurized.
All these,
because when you pasteurize it, what happens?
Well, it kills the good bacteria.
Yeah, we want good bacteria.
The purpose of these are good microbiome support. So these fermented foods really work within your microbiome to give you good stability that we all need in our gut microbiome. Important. But yeah, if you get any kind of fermented food, make sure if you're purchasing it, you can do it at home yourself, but if you're purchasing them, make sure they are not fermented, because you might say, well, I love sauerkraut. Great. Well, if it's been pasteurized, then you're getting the flavor, but you're not getting the goodness as far as your gut microbiome
and it does cost more.
Yeah, it costs more to get the good stuff.
It does cost more.
That's the way it is.
But you're worth it.
Colorful fruits and veggies. Eat the rainbow. Again, these are, think when you're eating fruits and veggies, think of the rainbow. Get things of different colors, because each different color has a different type of phytonutrient that's good for different functions of our body. Again, these are all great things to keep that insulin lower, so that amygdala isn't firing, and we keep this frontal lobe making the decisions when it needs to. A few different spices. Turmeric. Turmeric is fantastic, or curcumin, you may call it. When you have that, make sure you get a couple pinches of black pepper in with it. The black pepper helps bring it into the cells of our system, and it works better for us.
And also the reason Michael's saying to use the black pepper with the turmeric or the curcumin is both of those, when you add in the black pepper, it increases the anti-inflammatory process by 400%. So we don't want inflammation in our body. We want to cool down the inflammation. And just adding black pepper, ground black pepper with your turmeric will help you improve your inflammation, like decrease the inflammation, decrease the fire in your body.
Yes. So some other different spices, again, garlic is a good one, ginger, and if you can, I know this one's a little bit expensive, but saffron is beautiful too. All these are very help with inflammation and lowering inflammation in our body system. So there's certain
Nice.
spices that are good to use. I know oregano or oregano, depending on what part of the world.
Oregano.
They say,
When did we start saying oregano?
in New Zealand,
In New
they say
Zealand.
oregano. So
I was like,
oregano
what? What's
or
that?
oregano. Basil. We understand what we're talking about. That's a good one too.
They probably say Oregon is Oregon.
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 So eat the rainbow as far as also with your fruits and veggies. Dark chocolate. We recommend a minimum 86%.
We don't. The research does.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, we recommend it
Because
of the research.
Yeah.
Recommends a minimum of 86% dark chocolate, just because you start to get lower in that, and now you're going to get the sugar additives into it, and we want the good cocoa. That's what we're after.
And what did you find in the store yesterday?
Found a 98% yesterday in the
We
store.
gotta try
so we're
that
gonna give it
tonight.
a try and see, is it just too dry?
Or is it?
We like the 92.
We
We've had
love the 92.
had the
It's so
92.
creamy. I can't
Yeah.
wait until the girls come home for Christmas. And we do an 86, a 92, and a 98.
Yeah.
And for dinner, one of our main staples for dessert is a slice of organic apple with a couple of, well, I do 2 squares.
I do
You do
one
one?
square,
Of oregano, of dark chocolate. So I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
trying the 98%
Yeah.
and see
So
how
if
it
you're,
is.
if you're like, oh man, what can I have for dessert? Well, blueberries are fantastic. The berry family is very good, but also if you want to have like a slice of apple with a square of dark chocolate, like I said, 86% minimum, that's a really nice treat, and that's all got great properties in it for you too. So those are some good ones to have. What mood boosting foods have you had? This is a question for everybody out there. Do you have some foods that you think, oh yeah, whenever I have that, that really boosts my mood, and not the stuff that boosts your mood for 5 minutes? I'm talking, have you ever had different things that you say, you know what, when I have to make sure that I'm stable with my moods, these are some good foods that I stick with? Or have you noticed some foods that really throw you off? And anytime I eat that, yeah, I might like it, but then I feel like that. Just let us know in the comments what might be some foods that boost your mood, or foods that make me go, that was great, but I feel so horrible.
I have one.
What's that?
Well, I love pancakes. I love pancakes.
With syrup and butter,
With
of course.
syrup and butter and more syrup and more butter. And for my birthday, which, by the way, is the day after Christmas, the whole family Michael makes gluten-free blueberry pancakes stacked high, and I pour on the butter. I melt the butter and the syrup, and I lick the plate of the syrup. And I am so happy for about half an hour. And then afterwards, where's mom? Where's mom? Oh, she's taking a nap, because I crash. So that's my food.
That's what it does.
But that people eat pancakes every day, hon, and cereal. It blows my mind. And then they're rushed off to work or school, and they're supposed to
I'm wondering why they're crashing and burning every 2 hours. I need more food. I need more drink. Yeah, but that's what happens. That's that up and down cycle. And again, that's so bad for our brain health and our mental health.
But I am looking forward to my pancakes.
Good.
Yeah.
Couple months.
Yeah.
Couple months to go.
Yeah.
Okay, a few tips you could just take away that right now you could implement and start to stack some foundational action steps to make sure that anxiety, overwhelm, and depression doesn't overwhelm you. Try one new fermented food this coming week. If you've never had the unpasteurized sauerkraut, kimchi, those types of items, might be some pickled vegetables or something like that, fermented veggies, give that a try. A tablespoon. Just go with 1 tablespoon of that fermented vegetable a day for the next week. Give that a try. implement that into your microbiome at a meal. Just 1 tablespoon a day would be good, and then maybe then try another one the next week. But try a fermented food if you haven't done that yet. Swap out your different types of drinks other than regular water. Maybe you are having the energy drinks or the sodas or the diet sodas, the pops, all that kind of stuff, or maybe the waters, the blue, green, orange, yellow waters. Just think about, and maybe you're not able to just cut it all out, but think about, okay, I'm going to swap out this one for water. I'm going to be making sure I get better hydration and more water into our systems, because again, our ecosystem, and I call the top through the bottom of our whole body an ecosystem. Our whole ecosystem loves water and craves water and likes to stay hydrated with actual water and not sugar water. Okay, and then think about alcohol. Okay, can I cut back to 4 alcoholic drinks a week? Or if you don't drink, fantastic, don't take it up.
Yeah, don't start.
But if you do, and you're having more than 4 a week, okay, can I cut back to 4 alcoholic drinks a week? And if you can, yeah, make that a goal. Caffeine. Can I limit my caffeine intake to 2 a day maximum? Maybe you're somebody, and we've had plenty of folks that we've worked with who, had their brain health was not good.
No.
And they were having anywhere between 6 to 12 coffees a day, just all day long. Just
Or
drinking
teas,
coffee.
black tea.
Teas, or they call them gumbo teas here.
Gumbo tea,
this
yeah.
type of thing, which is, again, that's high in caffeine. So think about, okay, if I'm a big caffeine drinker, can I bring that back to 2 caffeine hits a day? These are just things you can think about. If you want to really go for something, think, I'm going to cut out bread. Now, yes, gluten-free bread is better, but it's still not a health product. It's still
Carb.
just a carb, an empty carb.
An empty carb, yeah.
And it's still going to have some kind of sugariness to it. But you just think, okay, maybe this week or maybe this next week, I'm going to cut out bread and just see how I feel. Cut out bread for a week. See how you go. Again, all us humans, there's certain things we love. We love bread and we love cheese, and milk's another one. Yeah, milk, dairy, ice cream. We love bread and we love cheese. I mean, those are just, I don't care where you go in the world. I have not run into a human that, unless it's somebody like ourselves who now, for health reasons, don't have it.
But
if
we do love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's be real.
Let's find. I don't know anybody that doesn't like bread.
Every
or
time
cheese.
we go by the cheese section, I'm like, oh, babe. And you know what? We don't even buy the quote healthy cheese, because it's got so many products in it. It's full of stabilizers and yeah. What?
I just want to mention.
You're the one. This is your section.
I'm trying to move along.
You know what he just did? He was like pointing at the time. It's been 48 minutes.
Oh,
well,
I'm trying to move along.
Who's doing this section? Buddy.
Yes,
You're
dear.
gonna leave me 2 minutes for my 2 seconds.
I'm trying to move along. Well, let me digress.
Hey, I'm your
I know
sidekick.
you
Remember?
are. I'm having fun.
Yes.
Okay, I know. I do want to say something though. Remember that this is not, when I talk about food and or drink as an important part of overcoming or preventing anxiety, overwhelm, and depression as far as our brain health, our mental health goes. I'm not saying if you're somebody that needs some help and you need some therapy or some medication right now to help you, I'm not saying this replaces it 100%. No. This is something that's supportive. Now, from a prevention point of view, fantastic. But if you are somebody now that's really down that track deep and into a depression or something, you need that therapy and you need that medication to help you. We're not saying don't continue, But what this can do is support you through the process until you get your foundation set that you can move away in a proper time with guidance from the therapy and the medication with proper guidance, and then be supported moving forward with your food and drink to make sure you don't step back into that again. So I just wanted to make that clear. Okay?
Very good.
And so before I close this section.
Are you going to close it now?
Yes.
Wowzy. Oh, babe.
Oh,
You're funny.
So I'm landing this plane. I just want to say.
Finally. Wowzy.
One of the other great things you can do as an action step is to keep a food journal.
Oh, yes.
And why that is so important to understand that also what can throw us off as far as our mental health and our brain health is when we eat, what we eat, the times we eat, the amounts we eat, the proportions of the macronutrients, meaning protein, carbs, and fats. So keeping a diary of that to know what the good balance is for you and what might be throwing you off, and if you're having certain times of the day where it's not feeling right, because otherwise you have no idea what's going on. So think about a food journal for yourself, food and drink. And if that's something that's really important to you, please reach out to us here at Doctor on a Mission, at doctoronamission.com, because that's where I can help you out. This is an area of expertise for myself. I do use a software program that I can help you track daily what your food, drink is. I can help you set it up exactly for you, personalize it for you, what should be the best for you, the optimal for you. And then I can also guide you through that process to make sure that you are on track as a health coach for you to have that proper nutritional plan for you. So you could give it a go yourself, or please feel free to reach out here at doctoronamission.com. There's a contact page. You can let us know, let me know that, hey, I really want to get a food plan, a nutritional plan for myself. I'd like to track it. Or you can reach out to us on social media. Look for us at Doctor on a Mission on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, at Doctor on a Mission, and or comment in here and just say, hey, Chef Michael, I'd like to get set up on a food diary that would be personalized for me, so I can understand what's going on with my nutrition, my body, my mental health, my brain health, and my physical health, and I can set you up for that. So feel free to reach out to us at the website or on social media.
Very good.
I'll wrap that up. Guess what? Guess what's next? You.
Yeah? Really?
Yay!
No, I think it's time to shut down.
No, we can move on.
Time's up, babe.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, you're done.
Okay,
You're out.
See you later.
You got 2 minutes.
Okay,
No,
all
you
right.
do what you need to do. You do what you need to do. Wow. That was 20 times.
Okay, so the part I get to do is relationship. And I have entitled this Our Secret Recipe. And I love to share stories from the beginning because, stories you learn so much. My mom, who has passed away, had this amazing recipe for flan. It's a Cuban dessert, and it's very similar to creme brulee. And it was so creamy and so smooth and not too sweet, and it had
Mucho delicioso.
Muy delicioso.
Oh, muy delicioso.
Muy
Okay.
bien. Muy bien, Michael. And it had just the amount of sweetness and a beautiful amount of vanilla and a little bit of cinnamon, just a little.
Yeah, a little pinch.
Oh, and then the top was caramelized, and it was delicious. And everybody, when Mom made it, it was amazing. However, when she was 99, she stopped making it.
That's how the point is.
And so the point is, she had a secret recipe. That's why I've
I
called
know, I'm
this our
playing.
secret recipe,
I'm
babe.
sorry.
Stop it.
Sorry.
Look what time it is.
I know. Go ahead.
You're
I digress.
You're interrupting me. Stop it. So we always asked her, what's your secret recipe? So she gave us each her recipe. And I just do want to digress for a second. So for when Mom passed last year, now the girls make these calendars for all of us. And on it is the day that Mommy died. And we all make flan in honor of Mom. So the secret sauce for our marriage, like Mommy had a secret recipe for her beautiful flan, is a story that I wish we could have pulled up, but we can't. And it was, I saw it on a reel, and it was a puddle, a huge puddle, and it was a boy and a girl, kind of like these guys right here, right there, okay? And the little boy picked up the little girl and walked like 10 steps and put her over on the other side of the puddle. And the caption read this: a man lets you know you can do it, and he also lets you know he is there to help you. Likewise, a woman is there to let you know you can do it. You can do it, babe.
I can do it.
I'm here to help you. And that is our secret sauce, is letting each other help each other and make life easier. So I've got some examples. The other day, we work out. We work out at home. And so we've got all these weights, and I don't like lifting up weights. And I mean, I'll do them when it's time, but then when I'm done, I'm done. I don't even like preparing the weight line. So Michael knows that, and guess what? He knows I can pick up the weights and prepare them, and sometimes when I'm in a good mood, I will, but which is very rarely.
It's not your mood. You're
Yeah.
just like,
But he will put out the weights, and then he'll put them all away as I'm shattered on the floor after a workout. So that's one way that Michael does that. The other way is, I'm not an IT person. I choose to not be an IT person. However, I have learned how to be an IT person because of my mentor, Michael. You have been my mentor in IT. And so now I can defend myself in this world. And so Michael's taught me how to do this. The other day, the printer wasn't working, and I had to print something out. And I just was like, I walked away because I thought maybe Michael will help me. And he did. He made it work. So those are some of the ways that Michael helps me. Now, the way I help Michael, well, the other day Michael was going to play golf, and he has this lovely, cute pair of golf shorts that he puts on. And I saw him trying to put his belt, through the little buckle in the middle, and he just can't reach it. It's kind of tricky. So I was there, and I go, here, let me help you. Remember? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like, I'm going to use that. So those are some of the things. And like, for instance, he was rushed for an appointment, and I wanted him to get his 30 grams of am I boring you?
No.
You're yawning.
I wasn't yawning.
Yes, you were.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
I didn't yawn.
I thought.
I just breathed in. You're yawning. Because you said you're yawning. No, I didn't yawn. I was just breathing in.
Okay, so one day Michael was late for an appointment, and he wasn't going to have breakfast. So I made sure that he had his 30 grams of a protein shake.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, because I knew you could have made it, but I was available.
Right. Gracias, mi amor.
De nada, mi amor. And then Michael likes to eat a little something while he's playing golf. So I will prepare a 30-gram protein snack for him and wrap it up in paper and put a little bow on it with some string.
Which I don't pull out in front of the other guys.
Oh, why not? They'll know it was me.
I do. And
Yeah.
I don't get any comments anyway. But yeah.
Yeah, they laugh. So that's our secret recipe. We help each other out in life. We know the other person can do it, but hey, it is what it is. It's how we've gotten this far,
Yeah.
and we've got another 35 years ahead of
Yeah.
us.
Well, it's helping each other out. I mean, you know, we're a team, and so
And
that's
we're
important.
yeah, and we're a team with God, so we see each other as a 3-vessel cord, and it's impossible to break a 3-vessel cord. It's easier to break a 2-vessel, but it's the 3-vessel that's harder to break. So I invite you to implement our secret sauce, our secret recipe for your marriage, for your relationship, and just help the other person out.
Yeah, because it's really easy to, when the other person's struggling with something, just be like, I don't care, they'll get it, whatever. But, you know, we want to help each other out. I mean, that's just what we should be doing.
Yeah,
Right?
help each other out over the puddle of
Yeah.
water. I love that
Yeah.
video. I wish we could
And
pull it out.
walk through
The forest
walk
together.
through the journey of life together.
Yes, I love that. That's why we have that. We got that in Boulder, Colorado in 1985. Remember?
Yes.
And then the last part is inspiration.
How are you going to inspire us today, my dear?
Well, it's all God. God wants us to be fruitful. And I got a download from God to do a watercolor. And can you bring it up for us, babe?
Oh, yes, yes. Thank you for reminding me.
Thanks for pulling it up. So remember, the title of this talk is God Created Us to Be Fruitful. And one day I was walking and I was like, oh, wow.
From a production point of view, I am not sure why it's not.
Oh.
Well, you keep talking and I'll
Oh.
work on it.
Okay. I'll just swing on in.
Oh, that's kind of strange.
Yeah, you just show. Oh, there it is. It's right down there.
No, but that's not.
But can't you pull that up?
No, that was in the download.
Yeah, I know, but can't you pull it up?
No,
Okay,
that's
shh.
the beginning.
Be quiet, Isabel.
Yeah,
Okay, so
we're
I will
talking
explain
IT
to
here.
you. I'll explain to you.
Yeah,
So
you-
watercolor. So I watercolored a vine, and then a branch, and then some grapes. And so in the Bible, Jesus says, if you stay joined to me and I stay joined to you, then you will produce a lot of fruit. And that's in John 15:5. So the vine is Jesus. So I put next to it, the vine is Jesus. Then the branch of the grapes is me. And then the fruit is Jesus working through me. And that's the beauty of what God wants us to do, is to be fruitful. So here's the facts. Fruit takes a while to develop, to be edible. When you rush the process, it just doesn't taste as good. Have you ever gone to the grocery store and got these, well, they're not, you can either, okay, I'll just follow my notes. Have you ever, I tried to ad lib, but I'm a little off because of the picture.
Yeah, and for some reason it's not working. So, well,
Okay.
because, not sure why.
Oh, well, it is.
Yeah.
Kind of like
The
the
technology.
teleprompter's not working.
Yeah, it's the technology thing. I mean, it's, we tried it before and it was fine and now it doesn't work. So,
Oh, well, it is what it is.
Go ahead, just talk
So
it
have
through.
you ever tasted gassed tomatoes? Well, you might find them in the grocery store. And you see, when the farmers transfer tomatoes to the grocery store, they can get squashed, right, if they're red. So what they do is they transfer them green, they spray them with ethylene gas, and then they transport them to the grocery store, and then the grocery store lays them out, and that ethylene gas will convert them from green to red. Have you ever tasted those types of tomatoes? They're tasteless.
Yeah.
They just don't taste right.
Yeah, you
they
can tell
haven't.
they don't even smell like a tomato.
Right, and they're
just
hard.
bland, yeah.
But then you've got vine-ripe tomatoes, wow.
Yeah,
Those
difference. I mean, you
are-
can smell it. That has that tomato smell, and it just and you cut them. It just explodes with flavor.
Right, and there's nothing the matter with both tomatoes or tomatoes. It's just one was rushed, right? The other one wasn't. The delicious one, the one that was beautiful. I love vine-grown tomatoes. So the same is with us, our spiritual fruit, our beautiful fruit, like, for instance, the fruit of goodness and kindness. These are all fruits that are developed in us for the world. Fruits like goodness and kindness and gentleness. God's still working on that one with me. Patience, faithfulness, self-control, more patience, more patience. And God will develop you at the right time and present you to the world. Now, I personally wanted to be presented, and I felt like I was ready to do Doctor on a Mission at a high volume. However, God knew that I wasn't. God knew that you weren't. And now Michael and I look back at our last 20 years, and we are so grateful that God hasn't released us out into the world before then. Because these last 20 years is when we've been developed into into fruit that people can have and be nourished by.
Yeah.
We definitely weren't there 20 years ago, right, babe?
No, we were not.
Yeah. So it requires what? So how do you get to be fruitful? Well, by walking with God and resting in Him and letting Him do the work. Let Him love on you, learn to lean on God, learn to hear His word, and just allow Him to develop you. And don't be impatient. Don't be impatient like we've been. So the take home is rest in Him and trust in God's timing. God knows when. I got this big sign on a door going into my office, and it's like, God knows when. And I'm like, hurry up, God! But I know God knows when. God knows when you're ready for the next stage, that He can use you and use you to help the world. So that's the bottom line is, God created you to be fruitful. God created you to be fruitful. And He knows when your fruit is ready for the world. Just be patient.
Awesome. So good. Well, my dear, that's been a wonderful time with you here today.
Yes,
It's
it
been
has
great.
been, babe. It's
And
been
it's been
fun.
wonderful being with you out there today, too. So before we go, if you want to learn more about us and see what's happening daily on social media, at Doctor on a Mission is the handle you want to look for. And we got all kind of good stuff going on there. And if you want to learn more about the professional services and a little bit more about what we offer, what we do, that's doctoronamission.com. That's spelled out DOCTOR on a mission.com. And there's some really, really good freebies on the front page where you can get some master classes, some guidebooks, all kind of goodies for free if you want to learn some foundational information in a few areas. And if you want to dive deeper, we're available for group coaching, one-on-one coaching, a lot of different services. You can check it out on the website. So thank you so much for popping by the MD and Chef Team Show. We honor you and your commitment to your health, your commitment to your relationships in life, and your commitment to your inspirational life and your spiritual journey as it is for you. So thank you so much for popping by today. Any final thoughts from you, or is that wrapping it up?
That is a wrap.
That is a wrap.
Talk to you
Bye,
later.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
I guess we just
Bye
wrap it.
again. You hang up
I
first.
was going to add something there at the end, but for some
you
reason,
hang up first.
IT stuff says, nah, that's just all you get. Bye for now. See ya.
Bye.
If I can.
Okay, we're going to try and say bye.
I'm trying to say bye.
IT.
I can't even make it go off. Well,
Gosh, that's nuts.
everything has frozen up. So
Oh, well, we'll just sit here and tell
don't
you a
mind
joke.
me while I reach through and turn everything off. Bye.
Bye. There you go, shut down. I won't even